Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go through one of my trades which is sent out to my VIP chat. If you're interested in that, look in the description of this video. There's more info on that. But yeah, I sent this trade out. It was like a signal kind of trade, and obviously with analysis and why I entered. So basically I'm just going to go through this trade in this video and why I entered it and how you can actually catch 100 pips fairly easily per trade. So yeah, let's go on the charts now and let's take you through this trade. A lot of people are asking how I actually analyse my charts, so I'm going to go through that now. So what I do first is I start on the 4-hour and the daily. So as you see here, on these two candles here, we had this area up here which we couldn't break above, and this area down here on this candle. But yeah, what I look for on the daily is usually just the trend. As you see, we're in a downtrend. We bounced off the weekly resistance up here, couldn't break above that. Well, we did break above here, close above, but we couldn't stay above for a long period of time. Yeah, so we weren't really looking for any moves here. We had a push up, break, retest, and yeah, the second bounce off here, we came down to this level. So if we look down on a 4-hour now, you'll see that price was very indecisive. Small body candles, a doji here. But yeah, very heavy wicks to the upside as you see on each of these candles. But yeah, price was actually consolidating, but in a bullish pattern here. When we went actually down to the 1-hour looking for this trade, as you see, price is consolidating between these areas here. And price was actually in an uptrend from this area. Like here. So as you see, we came down to this trend line multiple times, wicks down to here. We didn't actually close below it apart from this open here, but a lot of news did come out on the weekend, so that might have been a result of that, the coronavirus vaccine and stuff like that. But yeah, once we had the break of this area here, this is when we're looking for potential short positions. Obviously we had another touch of this resistance up here. We've had a touch here, touch here, touch here, touch here, touch here. And yeah, as you see in the future, it actually tested as well, which was today. But yeah, what we were looking for here, we had a break of this trend line, we had the retest, and then we actually created this bearish pin bar pattern here. And when you're actually looking for trades, I know if you look on like Baby Pips and all these websites, they show examples of the trading patterns that you can see in the markets. But the hard bit is actually identifying them in the markets. Obviously you have to be on the right time frames, because if you look at this on the 1-hour, if you go down to the 30-minute, it's completely different. Like, you have to go through multiple time frames to actually find these trades. You have to, obviously we've looked on the 1-hour, the 4-hour and the daily to find this trade. So yeah, you got to check multiple time frames, and if they all show the same thing and they all fit your plan, then I'd say enter it. But yeah, what we had here was when this closed down here, we actually entered the position just before the close actually, and then we had a massive push down on this first candle, came back up to this level round here, which as you see, area in the past which has been acting as a support, which is now obviously been broken. As you see, we came back to test it again but pushed below. We had a huge bearish candle here. This candle was around 70 pips or so. Yeah, and this candle came down to here. This was our target, this area here, because it is actually the lows of the previous impulsive move down, so we were obviously targeting them. We did push a few pips lower, about 20-30 pips lower, but you know, we're happy with our 90 pips, depending on where the people entered, where I sent it out to. And as you see now, we've hit that level down there, came back up, retested, made a nice 100+ pip move to the upside. And yeah, what I'm trying to show you in this is actually only take trades which have multiple confluences. Like, I could have just taken this trade because it bounced off this resistance here, but what I actually had was a rejection from the resistance, a break of the ascending trend, I had a break and a retest of this trend, and a bearish pin bar pattern. So what we had was 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 confluences on this trade, and I'd say you should only enter a trade with 3 or 4 confluences minimum. say you just see a bounce off the resistance, it's not really a big enough sign to tell you to enter the trade, and I just wouldn't want to put my money at risk for that. But yeah, if we're looking now, the trades we're actually in at the moment, we're on this Aussie dollar to US dollar short position. As you see, we are currently rejecting the 78.6% fib. I'll tell you why I took this trade. So as you see, if we do look here, price was consolidating for a very long time, bouncing off this support, bouncing off. We had a push up to these, just below these highs, so we didn't actually breach these highs, which is why I wasn't looking for long positions. And we had a massive bearish engulfing here, engulfing all these previous candles, retest into the box and a push down, and once we broke this box here, this is when I actually entered the trade. We broke below the support and we're currently retesting the box area of consolidation. Obviously I've drawn a Fibonacci from the high here to the lows down here. As you can see, rejections of the 78 area around here, so hopefully now we can see a drop down, but you know, only 24 pips stop loss. We're aiming for, well, the main target will be down here at this level here, and it will be around 125 pips, but obviously we do have multiple targets, so the first target is around this area, on the Fibonacci, which was the previous low which we're aiming for. Stops just above the previous high, because if we breach this 78 area here, I do see price going upwards, so we want to be out of the trade as quick as possible if the trend does reverse, so we need to be careful and watch out for that. Also, we're looking on gold. As you probably have seen if you trade gold or you trade a lot in the markets, gold actually had this 1000 pip drop. So if we measure out, look, boom, 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 1000 plus pips. Like, that is insane. But as you see, I had this area drawn out from a previous video of this support area which is tested before, and we came to the pip to my area at 1850. As you know, some pairs do like round numbers because the banks use them as take profits and stop loss areas, and obviously so do a lot of other people too. But yeah, as you see, we've had a nice push upwards now, a retest, and yeah, hopefully we see a push above here, and then I'll look for an entry maybe to the upside again. But yeah, this was quite a simple trade. If you were looking on gold, we had a nice upwards trend here, pushing up in a nice channel. Let's make that like that, which was creating obviously higher highs and higher lows pushing up. And once we had this doji here, you could see this as a trend reversal, even though people do say the third bounce of the trend line is when you should enter. As you see, 1, 2, 3. A lot of people would have been entering buys here when they saw this bullish close on this candle, but gold created another indecisive candle here and absolutely melted down. And after I saw this sign here, this is when I would have entered. As you see, it broke the previous lows of this first push up in the channel. So yeah, this was a very simple trade if you know what to look out for. But yeah, as you see, gold tests the same areas all the time. So we had this area around here, which, as you see, if we extend it back, it as a resistance here, tested, pushed up, retested it as a support, and a support again, and as you see again, broke, retested it as, now it is a resistance. So hopefully you can break and see it as a support again. But yeah, it's just simple trading key levels, looking for multiple confluences, and being confident in your trading. A lot of people are very hesitant in entering the markets because obviously their money is at risk, and you won't get anywhere in trading if you're emotional about your money or about the trades you're taking. Obviously, it's inevitable you're going to lose money. I'm actually down a small amount on the £10 to £1,000 account. We're down around £9 or so on this Aussie dollar trade. But you know, we're trusting the analysis, we're hoping for the rejection of that Fibonacci, and yeah, we're looking for potential setups now. And obviously if you want more info, follow my Instagram. But yeah, that's all I've got time for in this video, so I'll see you in the next one.